Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. I hope you're doing well today. I've got a porter to review for you. This was one of the beers that was kindly sent to me by Travis from Australia. Thank you, buddy, for these. This is a beer from Deeds Brewing, who are based in Victoria, Australia. And this is a very special beer. This is their Conductor's Special Reserve, and it's a Smoky Baltic Porter coming in at 9.5% ABV. So Deeds Brewing from Glen Iris in Victoria, Australia. It's got a really good bit of flavour text in the story, which I'm going to read because it travelled, so it deserves the story to be read. So this beer is dedicated to the railway conductors of yesteryear. Full uniform with vest and tie, golden belt buckle, kepi hat on top, and a gold watch and chain used to make sure everything was on schedule. However, what you don't know is this gruff, serious fellow, after collecting tickets or ticking off boxcars, would hunker down in the red caboose at the end of the train, hang up his cap, and subsist off a solid diet of whiskey or beer, chocolate, cigars, and sweet, sweet coffee for the duration of the trip, whether it be 2 hours or 2 days. It says this is brewed with chocolate and smoked malts and then layered with coffee, lactose, and vanilla. Our Conductor's Special Reserve will make you want to find your own space to hunker down, sit back and watch the world go by. It's been hopped using Warrior hops. It's got coffee, vanilla and lactose added to it. And yeah, and it says it's a Smoky Baltic Porter. So Deeds Brewing Co. I've had their New England IPA and it's banging. So I'm hoping for good things. I really fancied a porter. And a smoked porter sounded ideal tonight, so I'm going to get stuck into this one. So let's get this beer out of the can. Beautifully presented, by the way, just that black and gold combination. I am a fan of black and gold. I always think there's a very classy colour combination. So let's get this into the Paul's Beer Review chalice. Get an aggressive pause in. We'll get a good head on this one. Wallop, look at that. I'll get rid of that dribble. There we go. Wallop, let's leave that there. It's a classy looking can. I do like that. Here is this smoked Baltic Porter from Australia. It's got a beautiful looking 2-finger tan looking frothy head, which is just starting to dissipate a little bit now. It's really dark looking. If I hold that up to the light, I'm not getting any red or anything bleeding through that. That is jet black. Really, really dark. Yeah, it looks superb in the glass. That looks absolutely superb. Let's get me snouting. See what the aroma's telling me. Okay, despite the 9.5% and the fact that it's a smoked porter, the aroma is subtle. Smells like someone down the road is smoking a cigar and I'm following them, walking through their smoke. There's coffee, milky coffee. There's a dark chocolate aroma, but it's subtle. The whole time it's a gentle aroma. And because of that, it's really inviting. I think this is going to be a classy beer. You can smell all the elements, but it's subtle. It's all very nicely done. Let's get stuck in, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Oh. Yeah, that's really, really nicely done. Oh, it's lingering. That flavour's going nowhere in a hurry. Loads of coffee. It's not as smoky as I thought it might be. The smoked malts don't really... Yeah, the smoked malt flavour isn't really jumping out at me. Smokiness isn't a flavour that sticks out. It's beautifully smooth. The lactose does quite a considerable job on this beer. It's creamy. It's smooth. Loads of milky coffee. A bit of dark chocolate. Tiniest bit of dark fruit. tell you what, on that second swig, I picked up a bit of smoke. Like I'd just taken a drag on a ciggy. There was just an element of smoke there straight away. And now it's coffee. Milky coffee. Dark chocolate. It's a good roasted bitterness at the back end to it. A roasted malt character that hangs around. Slight dry bitterness. Slightly drying. Which for a porter, especially a 9.5% porter, is quite dangerous. And what else makes it dangerous? At 9.5%, this is really drinkable. It's not very sweet, which I really like. Overly sweet stouts and overly sweet porters can really put me off. It is creamy from the lactose, yet despite that, the body is the mid-range. I say it's a medium-bodied porter. That's another reason why I really like porters, because you get a lot of that complexity and the roasted malts that you get from a stout, but it has a thinner body, which makes it a little bit more drinkable, a little bit more enjoyable. The sweetness on this is really subtle. It's like a milky coffee with maybe a sweetener added to it. It's not particularly sweet. It's balanced beautifully. I really like this. I've taken a drag on a light cigar or a cigarette. There's that smoke. Smoke meets you. Again, it's subtle though. Subtle dark fruit sweetness. Milk chocolate. Milky coffee. And then the bitterness comes in. And that milk chocolate turns to dark chocolate. And that milky coffee turns into a strong coffee. A black coffee. And it lingers. And it blends beautifully. This is a fantastic porter. That's how you do a porter. I'm well impressed with this. I had a feeling it was going to be good. Travis told me that he showed me sort of pictures of the beers that he was going to send. And he did say, I'm going to send over a special one. It's a limited edition. So I'm assuming it's a small batch. Whether they do it once a year or something like that, Travis will have to explain. He'll have to let me know. That is a beautifully balanced, really, really drinkable smoked porter. The smoke is subtle. It's there, but it's subtle. The coffee is really strong. The chocolate is there. It's got all the good aspects of a porter. The lactose does a really good job, makes it creamy in the mouthfeel, but not thick. It doesn't stick to your palate. It's not cloying. It's not hanging around in your throat. It goes down really well. Really drinkable. Really complex. Lovely use of the malt. It's lovely. It's a cracking beer. Oh, wow. I can't remember the last time I had a porter or a stout with that level of ABV that was this drinkable. I mean, I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, or half of the way through it, and I don't feel like I've touched the sides with it. That is a really, really drinkable porter. 9.5%. You could get into a lot of trouble with that one, and that is always a sign of a good beer. I think it's fantastic. I really, really like that. That's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Deeds Brewing with their Conductor's Special Reserve Smoky Baltic Porter. Classy, classy beer, that one. Really nice. One more swig for the road. Dark fruit. Bit of smoke there. It meets you. Cigar smoke. Dark fruit. Dark chocolate. Dark coffee now. And a nice roasted malt bitterness to go with those aspects at the end. It's a belter. It's a belter. Thank you, Travis, for that. That's a lovely beer. That's a really good beer. Thank you very much. Well done, Deeds Brewing. Solid 9 out of 10 for me. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Until my next one, you take care.